How long does it take to learn to be a hypnotist, to hypnotise people, to be a hypnotherapist? So if you're interested in this subject, you've probably heard a whole range of different things about how easy it is or how complex it is. So let me simplify this for you. And in this video, I'm going to share with you what you need to understand about the difference between learning hypnosis and learning hypnotherapy, or hypnotism as it's kind of interchangeably called in different places. So I'm going to share with you how easy it is to become able to hypnotize people and the extra things that you need to be able to actually work in helping people in doing therapy for people. Okay, so I'm Jonathan Butler and I am a clinical hypnotherapist and I am a advanced RTT therapist. I am one of the most experienced RTT therapists, I believe, in the world, and I've worked with many thousands of people to help them use hypnotherapy, use RTT therapy to really transform various different aspects of their life. So let's get into the content now. So you can learn how to hypnotize somebody in a day or 2 days. You can learn how to the basis of getting somebody into a state of hypnosis in that little time. And if you're a regular on my channel, you will probably have seen some of my videos about self-hypnosis, where I tell you and I teach you how to master self-hypnosis in 7 days. In 7 days, you can learn how to do self-hypnosis, to do good work on yourself for improving confidence, for getting you out of a rut, for getting you set up to perform in particular situations and life events. So you can learn some really good skills for self-hypnosis in 7 days, okay? But to learn kind of the hypnosis side of it itself, to get yourself into self-hypnosis, takes you a day or two. To get others into self-hypnosis, it takes you a day or two. So let me just explain then what's involved, the difference then between being able to hypnotize somebody or hypnotize yourself and having the skills you need to do hypnotism or hypnotherapy, which is broadly the same thing. Okay, so to hypnotize yourself, to hypnotize somebody else, you can learn that in a day or two, and there are effectively 3 stages to doing that. Stage 1 is the setup. It is basically getting the environment right. It is getting the person you're going to hypnotize, whether that's yourself or somebody else, in the right place, in the right state, to be able to effectively do that. That's really, really important, okay? You can't just jump in to doing this and forget some of those things you've seen about some of these rapid techniques where people do various things and get them falling backwards. That is a real thing. That is something that can be done, but that is not something that I'm going to be teaching in this today. That is something I can teach people in the future, but that is a very, very different thing. And for me, particularly when you're thinking of doing therapy with people and when you're starting off with people, I don't believe that is something you should do for somebody who is inexperienced. Okay, that is an advanced skill, so don't jump in the deep end trying to do that. So step 2, having set people up right, is to do a very basic self-hypnosis or hypnosis technique. When I say it's basic, I mean it's kind of standard, but it is highly effective. It is highly effective. You can get somebody into a state of hypnosis regularly, consistently, with repeated success, and you can do that in minutes, in maybe a few minutes, or maybe 5 or 10 minutes. It's not a long process, but it's a very effective process. So you can learn how to do that second stage in that 1 to 2 day process. The third part is how to do what we call deepeners on people, which is basically, once you've got somebody hypnotized, to be able to get them to a sufficiently deep state that they are able to really receive it and get benefit from it. So they're in a state of receptivity where the mind is open to receive your suggestions to make what you do with them very, very powerful. Okay, so the deepeners are about getting people into a state where they are at a sufficient level of hypnosis where what you do with them will be effective. It's also used, part of doing deepeners as well is also just making sure and understanding how receptive people are, to know how many deepeners, how long you need to work on the deepeners. Some people are very easy to get into hypnosis. Some people take more effort. All of us are different. So you can learn all of that. I can teach all of those things in a day or two, and I will put further videos out there about how to do that, both on my public YouTube and in my paid, if you're a member, group, where I really teach you lots and lots of the secrets of hypnosis, of hypnotherapy. Okay, so now maybe you don't just want to be out there playing with a popcorn. Maybe you really want to be a therapist. You want to get out there and help people make big changes in their lives. So as I said before, you can learn how to hypnotize somebody in a day or two. You can learn to help yourself in certain situations in 7 days. Okay, and I've got other videos out there about that, where you can do self-hypnosis upon yourself, giving yourself suggestions which are going to make you feel more relaxed, feel more at ease, maybe feel more confident. Really get yourself in a place in particular situations. So really helpful tools and techniques. But that's really not a substitute for doing therapy. So when you're dealing with somebody, or if you've got deep-rooted anxiety, trauma, long-standing habits, phobias, fears that you're trying to deal with, self-hypnosis is really not going to be enough for that. You need to be working with a therapist who understands how to take you on that journey, how to actually get you from where you are to where you want to be. So to become a hypnotherapist or a hypnotist, really you need to be studying hypnosis, hypnotherapy for probably about 300 hours, okay? And typically that's going to take people 3 to 6 months of going at that, doing an hour or two every day, okay? And 3 months is the absolute minimum that somebody can learn to do this in. 6 months is kind of a good period, because you don't want to be stopping and starting. It's good to get momentum, have a routine of spending a couple of hours, hour or a couple of hours every day on learning and growing your skills and growing your confidence and knowledge. So that's typically how long it takes to I say, to be kind of a standard hypnotherapist, where you can work with kind of regular things, maybe mild anxiety, smoking, weight loss, improving people's self-confidence. Okay, so in 300 hours you can get to that kind of place, but obviously you need the right training. You need to be working with the right trainer, because there are wildly varying levels of hypnosis training out there. There are people telling you they can teach you in a week for $100, or I've even seen less, through to people charging tens of thousands. So, price doesn't necessarily equate to quality, but anything that's too cheap and too short, you've got to question what people are actually teaching you. Because to do this, while it's a very safe therapy, in the right hands, perfectly safe therapy, if you're doing this, you do need to have the skills, the knowledge, the support, the understanding to work successfully and safely with people. Okay, so if you want to become a more advanced therapist, so working with traumas, working with anxiety, deep-rooted anxiety, working with depression, working with complex phobias, working with changing complex habits, deep-rooted habits, you're probably looking at having sort of 400-500 hours of learning and training. And like all therapists, it's an ongoing thing. So I've worked with thousands of people across many things. I work with anxiety, I work with confidence, I work with high performance, I work with physical issues, I work with lots and lots of things, but I'm always coming up with new things. So in the last few weeks I worked with first person who's deaf, so that was a totally new thing for me. I've worked with some very specific things. So again, everybody's always learning all the time, always learning about new things and how to help with things. So I hope you found that helpful. If you have found this helpful, please do subscribe to my site. Go and check out my self-hypnosis videos if you haven't already, because that's a really good way into it. And I will be putting up a specific video about how to do that self-hypnosis, other person hypnosis in that 1 to 2 days, doing the setup, doing the hypnosis itself, and doing the deepeners. That will teach you how to hypnotize somebody, to hypnotize yourself, as a foundation for then moving on to be able to do and work in therapy. And I'm going to have a whole series of videos about that as well, both open access videos where I can give away a lot of content, but also in my members group I'm going to be sharing these things with you. So if you're interested in really becoming a hypnotherapist, I would suggest that you subscribe to my members group. It's a relatively small amount each month, but I'm sharing lots of different content there. You'll learn huge amounts of things in that forum and get access to various different resources from me. So hope you've enjoyed this. See you in the next video. Please do hit that subscribe button down below to get access to all the information that I'm sharing with you. Thanks.